Hi, thanks again for joining me today. Today I am bringing you the first sketch and layout process video for the 30 days of sketches that is being put on by Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And she was kind enough to invite a bunch of us to join in. So I'm going to try and do as many of the sketches as I can for October. So this first sketch is really kind of cool. I think it would be really great to do with 6x6 paper pads. I just happened to grab a photo play paper pack. I grabbed the one that is For the Love of Summer, and this is a designed by Michelle Coleman. And then for my 6x6 paper pad, I grabbed an Echo Park 6x6 pad that's Sweet Summertime by Crystal Wilkerson, who both had kind of the similar colors. So the first thing I did was I printed my photo in a square instead of going with the circular mat that was in the sketch. But I wanted to keep kind of the size, so I printed this in a 4x4. It's of my son and his girlfriend when they had taken a trip down to Florida for a wedding. And so I used two different kinds of paper for the matting. I used one that was kind of pinks and purples, and it was very subtle. And then I wanted a little bit of a more bold pattern against the blue background, so I grabbed that diagonal striped rainbow paper. And now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a little bit of the paper from both the photo play paper and a sheet from the summertime 6x6 paper pad, and I'm cutting them into a half-inch strip by 4.5 inches long. And then the pattern, the sketch called for it looked like 4 different patterns, and so that's what I went with. And then it just is staggering them up and down. So here I am, I'm just going and cutting up a bunch of them. And I think I'll cut up a few more in a little bit. And I've tried to keep the sketch where you guys could see it. So once I get everything cleared off my desk, I'll kind of have it up in the upper right-hand corner. And I did also include a copy of the sketch at the beginning of my video. So here I'm just going through and again laying out the pattern. I'm going with the 4 different patterns of paper and just trying to vary the height. And in the sketch it looked like they even used different lengths. I just kept with the same length. I just tried to stagger them up and down to try and show that same movement that the sketch is showing. And so we'll just go through here. Make sure that you check the description box below. We will have links to everyone who is playing along. Christy is going to be doing all 30 sketches, and she has offered to let us join in with as many as we want. I'm shooting for 30, but we'll see how the month goes, and good intentions, and then life comes in the way. So we'll have a link for everyone who actually does do a layout, so that you can find them and follow along with everyone who's doing this sketch. So now that I've gotten all laid out, now I'm just going and taking my ATG, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue everything down. Now for my photo, when I go to glue it down, I am not going to put it up on fun foam, but if you wanted to add more dimension to it, you could pop up your photo and some of the embellishments up on foam. I just kept everything flat. My scrapbooks are starting to get really chunky and stuff, so I just decided to not pop anything up, just to save a little bit space in my albums right now. So I have everything, all those glued down, and again now I'm going to go ahead and glue down the photo. And this is where, if I was going to pop anything up, grab some fun foam or some foam dots and pop that photo up, would add a little bit of dimension to it if you wanted to do that. Now I'm just going to do, the only embellishing I'm going to do with this is going to be the 12x12 paper sheet. I have one whole cube of these, like the Photo Play and the Echo Park collections, and I really needed to use some of them up. So that's why I was just pretty much focusing on this collection and these stickers. And I also just wanted to show, if you only have one of these collection kits, you can get a really cool layout with it. You don't have to go and spend a lot of money getting a full collection, of every designer and every type of embellishment. If you want, you can add, like I said, foam behind it to add different dimensional levels and things like that. But you can really, with these kits, with just the stickers and the paper, really come up with a cool looking layout. So I'm just trying to build a little bit of cluster like they had in the sketch. And so I'm taking the one circular element that says "Find My Happiness," where the sun shines, and I'm just trying to stick like the umbrella, a big pineapple, a flip-flop, a palm frond, and then like a beach ball and a star, and I just kind of build it around that little corner. And then I'm just taking that word "sun-kissed" and running that on an angle at the bottom of the page, and that's going to build that up. In the bottom corner, I grabbed a sticker that said "Bikini Kind of Life," and then since it's my son and his girlfriend, I put both a girl and a boy layout or swimsuit in the bottom of each. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do the banner element. I cut these at 1 inch wide, and then I'm going to go with 1.5 inches long, and then I'll just freehand cut the banner part of it. And then I will go into my stash once I have these all down and grab some orange and white baker's twine and glue that over the top. The last thing I'm going to do after I put the baker's twine and I have all of this banner down, the last thing that I'm going to do is use my Nuvo drops, and I'm going to sprinkle yellow Nuvo drops around the layout just to add a little bit of dimension to it. And I think, again, you could pop up things with foam, you could use other types of embellishment items, but between the baker's twine and the Nuvo drops, it adds just enough that it does give dimension and a little bit of interest to the layout. And it didn't take long. I think this whole layout maybe took me 30-35 minutes to do by following the sketch. And I stayed pretty true to the sketch. Now you're going to see me, I'm going to futz around a little bit with the upper banner. I thought it was just a little bit too far to the left, and the left side was getting real heavy with the two embellishments clusters. So I tried to even it off as much as possible, just like it had in the sketch. However, I do have more banners than was showing in the sketch. So here's where I have my orange and white baker's twine. I'm just going to cut off a hunk. And then the easiest way for me to put this baker's twine down is I just take my fine line bottle with the Sketch Quick Dry adhesive, or tacky glue, whatever they're calling it these days, and I run a bead of that across the top, and then I just kind of let the twine naturally curl, and then I go in and tuck a little bit of glue underneath just to tack it down and hold it in place. And that really, I like that whole loose look. It doesn't look forced. And I just let the twine naturally curve to how it's been on the spool. And here's where I'm putting those Nuvo drops down. After I'm done with this layout, I am going to put some close-ups up for you so that you can see the finished layout and some close-ups of it. And again, check out the description box below for the links to the others who are participating. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you as a member of my Scrappy group. And so hit the subscribe button. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up to let YouTube and others know you liked it. Thanks. Bye-bye.